Hi everyone, my name's Corey Cave. This is actually my second recording for this video. I don't know what happened to the first one, it completely disappeared. So this is going to be short and brief. My presentation was going to be on intervention and how to help someone with clear and evident mental health issues. So for this proposal, I chose to talk about the intervention of mental illness. Now, in society, we talk about how to intervene with alcoholism or how to intervene with hoarding or how to intervene with trauma. Now, what we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the intervention of mental illness and how we can present these resources to the public. So my research question was on how can one go about communicating to someone with clear mental health issues that they need help and that there is help available, just like they would if they have a broken bone or wound. So if you see someone walking down the road and they walking down the sidewalk and they trip and have a pretty nasty fall, and you notice that their foot is pretty out of shape. It looks like it's broken, but they continue to get up and keep walking. I feel like 9 times out of 10, most of us are going to go over to that person and tell them, hey, I think your foot's broken. I think you need to go to the hospital. Or I think your ankle is twisted or sprained. I think you need to go to the hospital. So my question was, how do you intervene with someone that is displaying signs of clear depression, or clinical depression? How do you help someone that has that's experiencing trauma or OCD? How do we as bystanders help people that are suffering from these illnesses, and you can tell that they are suffering from something? How do you go about getting them to find the proper help they need? A lot of times, especially people with depression, they don't know what's going on. They don't even realize what's happening to them. So they're not going to know that they need to go seek proper help to treat this illness. So my hypothesis is that there are resources regarding these interventions of mental illnesses, and they're easily accessible. However, I don't think that a lot of people know that they exist. So, in short, I would conduct a survey to test a group of participants out of my choosing, and test their knowledge of mental health awareness and how they see mental illnesses in our society. I would also test their knowledge on what resources are available, what they know about the resources available. So in this case, I would be testing across a wide generation range. I want to know what the older generation thinks about this topic. I want to know what the younger generation thinks about this topic, because I believe that through generations, the stigma of this topic has grown dark, almost in the range of taboo, where especially in families where the older generation and the younger generation don't talk about these things because it's considered taboo, and the people that suffer that are in these families, the people that are suffering from the mental illnesses, they go on without getting the proper help they need because the family is unwilling to help them. They just ignore them, and they let them go about their day, and they're suffering. They have clear signs of depression, and they need help, but the family isn't helping them because they're under the impression that, oh, this isn't a problem, or sometimes they even think that there's nothing wrong with them, it's all in their head. So I want to test a group of people to see what results I would get from that. In short, I would be using a survey. I would be using Google Forms to create the survey. I also will be creating a messenger group of the 25 randomly selected participants, and in theory, if they all comply, I would then send a link to the survey and have them participate and fill it out. Now, I expect the results to have both positive and negative responses. I'm expecting these participants to know and understand that mental illnesses are a real thing, and they can be treated as physical illnesses. There's no cure for things like this, but there's definitely treatments available for illnesses like depression or trauma. Now, I also don't think, despite what they know about the mental illness, I don't think they're going to know much about the resources that are available for the intervention of the mental illnesses, especially the the innocent bystander family members that are witnessing their family members suffer. I don't think they know what to do in that situation. So I'm hoping if this experiment was ever conducted, these people will know and understand, hey, there are resources out there, and we just need to access them. I would be limited in what I am testing because I picked the people from my own personal Facebook that my social circles may not be the social circles of other people that may know about these resources. So in order to bypass that, we would need to have this survey presented to a much larger population, maybe through a mass email chain to a local zip code, or a phone line that goes to a city, or hotline. A hotline would actually be really helpful. Or we get a hold of mailing addresses and just send physical copies of this survey to the participants. Now, I'm under the impression that, as I said before, that there are indeed resources available that assist the intervention of mental illnesses. We've established that. The question is answered. But the problem is average citizens don't know where these resources are and what they're for. They don't know what to do with this information. So I'm hoping with this presentation that because we presented these resources, the people will now have the knowledge to help their family members that are suffering from mental illnesses. Thank you guys. I know that was rushed. I don't know what happened to my first video. It just completely deleted. So because of that, this is what I'm presenting today. Have a good night.